We made it back down here for ride number 2. Oh, I forgot something. Y'all thought I was going to ride in work boots again, didn't you? Years ago when I rode and raced quads, I had a full set of gear, and unfortunately most of that was broken and no longer any good. So in the name of safety, I went to my local bike shop this week and I picked out all new riding gear. Enduro boots, knee pads, pants, jersey, gloves, the works. I even got another chest protector. Now, I'm all set. Let's hit the trails and try it out. Glad to see it's not quite as icy as it was last week. And just as I say that, the trails get icy. Oh my gosh, I'm sliding. Oh boy. Down we go. This is a solid sheet of ice. I might be done for today. At this point, I was ready to give up. I just couldn't see a path forward and was ready to accept that I'm going to have to wait until spring to continue this journey. I don't even think studded tires will work. No sooner than I said that, a guy came riding up to me on a TE300, and what I saw next left me completely in awe. What's that?
How's it going?
Dude, I'm new to dirt bikes. Is a studded tire going across that? Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Really? Because that is glass I couldn't even stand. As he proceeded to ride effortlessly across the ice where I had just dropped my bike and couldn't even walk, he turned around and he locked up his brakes right in front of me and stopped perfectly in less than a foot. I could not believe what I had just saw, and I would never have guessed that this was even possible. He explained to me that these were tungsten carbide-tipped ice studs, and he even gave me his contact where I could buy some new tires that had these ice studs already installed and ready to go. I rode back to my trailer, packed up, and this leads us back to the garage for the next step of my dirt bike journey. I didn't need new tires, so I decided to buy the grip studs and put them in myself. I did some research and found these to be the best option because of the wide auger thread design. Some designs resemble sheet metal screws and can be ripped out easily when you're riding on anything other than a frozen lake, where the surface is basically just smooth everywhere. The wide auger thread really secures the stud into the knobby for riding in environments with dirt, rocks, and roots. Let's finish installing these and get back out there and finally get to ride this bike where I can stand up and actually work on improving. I got the studs installed and went back down the very next morning to give this another go. All right, let's go riding, friends. Get our backpack on. Gas is filled, oil is filled. Let's go try these ice studs out. Once I got out there, I just wanted to get a feel for the newly found traction I had acquired with these grip studs. Admittedly, it took a little while to actually start trusting them. The first few times riding across solid ice, your whole body tenses up and is preparing for a fall. It doesn't register in your brain that this is something that's actually possible. I'm never gonna get used to that, like that's so crazy. Because everything in your mind says that you're just gonna fall down. Standing up on a dirt bike on the ice. Like, this is awesome. Look at that. Sorry, guys. I'm geeking out over here. Wow, this is so impressive. Like, this is like I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I cannot believe these tiny little pin spikes can hold on ice like this. This is this is kind of mind-boggling. Yeah, this is incredible. This just saved my entire winter riding season. I'm not gonna lie, they were somewhat pricey, but I am seeing the value. I love how this bike, you just barely blip the throttle and it just pops right up over everything. It's so good. I kept it slow for the first hour or so while getting used to them. I rode around to some of my favorite spots and was just honestly happy to be riding my dirt bike on the trails and getting further than 50 yards out of the parking lot. Recalling many of the comments that were left on my last video, I worked really hard on standing up while I was riding. Hearing that feedback from everyone honestly really helped to make it stick, so thank you, it means a lot. I also watched quite a few of the videos that everyone suggested from Rich the IRC tire guy and a few others, so that I could learn and try to practice proper body position on the bike, proper weight over the pegs, attack position, etc. I've got a long way to go, but the things that I did try from watching those videos seemed to make a big difference in the way the bike handled. After spending a few hours in the trails, I decided it was time to find a small rock section and try my hand at maneuvering my bike up through it. I'm obviously new to all of this, so I chose something very small and unassuming to get started. So this will be a fun little practice section. I see a line right here that I could take and hop right up through there. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to call that a win. I want to take you guys over and show you what my goals are. This will be something for the future after I actually learn some real hard enduro skills. Wellsville has so many places that I'm excited to show you guys that are very much worthy training grounds for hard enduro. I'm obviously not ready for these yet, but again, goals. Look at that. I know some guys have kind of trialsed their way up through some of this. I've seen some videos on it. Like this is like pretty insane. You'd have to launch that the right way. I don't think anyone even climbs this. But yeah, so here's why I said this is a good place for hard enduro at some point. Obviously, that some point for me is going to be a little ways off, but that's why we're here, right here. All right, let's see if I can get my bike out of here. I didn't realize this was this deep right here. Oh, look, my pivot turn practice is working. Oh my gosh, I just did a real one. Look at that. That was fantastic and actually usable. All right, let's go explore for a minute. These rocks are pretty big. This is the goal. I want to hop a dirt bike up through here, guys. How amazing is this? Oh my goodness. Hopefully I can get back down from here. Yeah, this is so cool. Yeah, look at that. I think I'm going to screw some of them ice studs into the bottoms of my boots for wintertime, just so that I can get a little traction out here in this kind of stuff. I feel like a mountain goat. All right, onward. I'm so impressed with the way these grip studs ride and how much more riding season I get to participate in because I can actually ride in the snow and the ice. So if anyone from Grip Studs wants to send me a bunch of those that I can do the tires on my four-wheeler, I would really love to make an episode about that. At the end of the day, Ohio winters are just long. These grip studs have saved me from winterizing my bike and staring at it in the garage until springtime, which is completely unacceptable. Now I can ride 365 and work on obtaining some entry-level hard enduro skills all winter long. Wanted to just address all of the comments and all of the support. I mean, I never in a million years thought something that I'm starting as a hobby would be received like that. So to everyone who put encouragement and put just supporting comments and just, like-minded stories, thank you very much. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I am so excited to do this, and I don't know how far this goes. I'm a complete noob. I will be the absolute first to admit it. But Graham Jarvis, being his age, 50 some years old, yeah, he's a pro. I get it. He was a trials champion. But his inspiration is what inspired me to say, hey, just because you're 50 doesn't mean you don't have the ability to go learn something new, and doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to better yourself. Again, I know one of the comments I had to laugh was like, oh, so you're saying your quad is the same as Graham Jarvis and Carl's Diner at Erzberg Rodeo, and it's like, that is definitely not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the type of riding. Wellsville is very aggressive in some places. In fact, Tristan Hart, one of the pro US enduro riders, comes here sometimes to practice. There are some gnarly rock sections and some just wicked hill climbs here. So this place is a great place to train. Is it Erzberg or the Carpathian Mountains in Romania? No, but it's awesome. You can get a lot of training done in a place like this. I may never even be able to get to the skill level to even enter in a hard enduro race. I'm not above thinking that can't happen. I may never get to that skill level. I don't know. But I am certain about one thing. I am sure going to try with everything that I have. And so, again, just thank you guys for coming into the chat comment section and just being so supportive and cool and sharing your stories. Please don't stop doing that. Like, that really meant a lot to me to read all your stories. I read pretty much everything, and I am going to get through answering everybody. So if I didn't answer your comment yet, I'm not ignoring you, I promise. But I just already love this community. I mean, this is so cool. So thank you for that. I am going to pack this thing up and go home and get some coffee and some dinner. So until next time, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you soon. I cannot even believe I'm driving on this. Like, these ice studs are absolutely the most incredible thing ever. I mean, to be able to look at that, I can stop on solid ice. I mean, that is a completely different conversation from last week. I couldn't even stand on solid ice last week, and now we're stopping on it. Like, that's insane. So if you want to ride in the wintertime, this is a must.